Live here today at Amherst High School. It's a little bit chilly. The wind is about 5 miles an hour, slightly to the north, so it's going to affect our tennis game. Here we have Mary Ting, practice tennis girl. We have a couple questions for you, Mary. Have you ever played tennis before?
I played on the Wii all the time.
Anything else?
Well, back in the homeland, I was on the ping pong team.
All right then. And over here we have Coach Grzybinski. She played in the Wimbledon before. How are you doing today?
Good. How are you?
Good. What do you expect?
Well, I have pretty high expectations for Mary today as we teach her the serve, so I'm excited and ready to get started. All right.
Okay, day one. Jenny, what is the first thing here on our list?
The first thing is just to orient yourself to the setup of the court. So that's what we're going to do. And in order to work on the serve, what you're going to do is stand behind this white line here, which is called the baseline. And the objective of the serve is in order to hit the ball so that it lands into the two boxes on the other side of the court. Can you get a picture of that? So there's a box on the right-hand side, and then there's also a box on the left-hand side. And the goal is to have the ball land within that box.
Ball box. Gotcha.
Excellent.
Gotcha.
Cheerio.
So another important thing to remember is that you cannot step across this white line as you are serving the ball. So you can get as close to it as you want, but you cannot cross the line before making contact with the ball. So what we're going to do is we're going to break things down into little parts and make this serve as easy as we can for Mary to learn.
Excellent.
So our first two things on the list are all done.
Yay! Check and check.
So this part of the drill is going to help you work on the ball toss for your serve. And to get things started, are you right-handed or left-handed?
Right.
Okay, so that means you're going to hold the racket in your right hand. And we've already fitted the racket, so that's perfect for her. And what we're going to do is we're going to place the racket down on the ground so that the end of it is close to the white line. Good. All right, so we're going to be standing sideways, facing that way. And as I said before, our foot is going to be very close to the white line, but we're not allowed to step onto the white line. The ball is going to be held in our left hand and sort of making like a C shape with your hand, and then just placing the ball right inside. You got that? Okay. So it's sort of as if you're drinking out of a cup, you're holding it in the same way. And then from there, what you're going to do is just with your left hand, you're going to toss the ball up into the air.
Like how far?
We want to have the ball go to right about there at least. Good. So the purpose of having our rackets on the ground, though, is we want to have the ball land on the strings of our racket. So having them land in that position will ensure proper placement when we put everything together for the serve. So Mary, I'm going to have you try this maybe about 10 times or so, because the toss is so important in tennis, and it's a really important concept to be able to master. So I'll give you one more demonstration. We're just going to toss the ball with our left hand. Oh, perfect. Yep. Okay, that toss needs to be a little bit higher than that.
Okay.
It's tough, it really is. So you can kind of see, based on just where the ball lands, as to whether or not it was a good toss or not. So same thing with that one, though. We need it much higher than that, Mary.
Okay.
It takes a lot of practice, it does. Good.
Right on.
So let's try about 5 more of those, really concentrating on tossing it nice and high so that it lands on the strings of your racket. Wow, that was
2.
much better that time. A little bit far to the left. And that one was a little too shallow as well. Okay, so that's our first step. That's the ball toss, and Mary's going to continue to work on that.
Well, I guess we have a check. All right, next we have the arm swing.
Okay, so Mary, you're going to hold the racket with your hand at the very end of it, and we're going to be standing in the exact same position that we were before.
Okay.
So we're going to take the ball out of the situation for this part, and what I want you to do is to start with your racket pointing towards that hole.
Alright.
You got that?
Gotcha.
So regardless of what side of the court she's serving from, she's still going to be pointing towards that hole to begin. Then the next step is to drop your racket down and bring it back in this direction as if you were scratching your back. Okay? So we'll go through that step first.
Gotcha.
So pointing
Okay.
from the pole, slowly lowering it down, and then back to the back scratch position. Okay? We'll try that one more time. That looks really good. There's really nothing I would adjust for that. That looks good so far. And then as we get to that position, the next step is just to reach as high as you can, because that's where you want to make contact with the ball at the highest peak. So that is the arm swing. We'll let Mary try that a couple more times. Good. You skipped a step there, though.
Sorry.
You need to make sure that you bring it back that way. That'll help ensure the proper spin on the ball.
Okay.
Okay?
So,
And then from there, you're going to go as high as you
high.
possibly can.
Gotcha.
Okay, try one more. How did that feel, Mary? Did it make sense?
I feel like Serena Williams.
Okay, that sounds good.
All right, arm swing. Check. All right, the last step of the day 1 trials is making contact, the perfection of the tennis serve. Take it away, coach.
Okay, so what we're gonna do is I'm gonna do a quick demonstration, and since we're standing on the right side of this line here, which is called the hash line, our goal is to have the ball clear the net and land in the box on the left side of the court, okay? So just watch me, and then if you have any questions, feel free to ask. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna tie together the ball toss as well as the arm swing. And I want to stress to you, Mary, that our goal is not to hit this really hard. Our goal is to have the ball land into the box, so don't worry about swinging, as fast as you can.
Okay.
So starting from this position, so the ball toss and the arm swing are going on at the exact same time.
Okay.
So that's really the hardest thing, is to get those two to coordinate. I'll do one more demonstration.
Perfection.
Okay, so you ready to give it a try?
Yes, fantastic. Play your rock.
Yep.
So,
You can actually start to lower your racket.
Okay.
At the same time, now you can start your toss.
okay, so.
Perfect. That was a little bit too far, and you didn't quite hit that as high as you could. So those are two things that we're going to work.
Sorry. All right, we'll try this again. So.
Good. There's nothing wrong with letting the ball drop and tossing it again. You can toss it as many times as you want to. Okay, one thing you did miss that time was making sure that you bring the racket back
Yeah.
to this position there.
Oh goodness. Can you take that out of the video, please?
Stop it.